made this point on this channel before, that Arteta, he learns from his mistakes. And it seems to be one of the mistakes he doesn't want to repeat is allowing people back into games by conceding sloppy goals.
Arsenal at home to Fulham. Richard, this season so far, Arteta has come in every game with surprises. Arsenal fans have been left, scratching their head what Arteta is trying to do with his team selection. What do you expect in this game in terms of the way Arsenal will start the game with players?
I think what Arteta seems to have done is it's almost like, well, yes, I want my team to remain attractive, but he also wants them to be more solid defensively, which is, I think we've actually discussed it on this channel before regarding, which is maybe one of the reasons why Gabriel is not starting, because he's so prone to mistakes. So it's almost we like I said, he doesn't want to sacrifice the creativity, but he's really big on game management. Once we get ahead, for example, both matches we played this season, we started the Nottingham Forest game really well, but then got sucked into that type of game where we haven't taken our chances. The Forest have now got one back, and we're now almost holding on at the end because we didn't take our chances, and we managed it. It was not close, but at least we were struggling. No, that's not what I mean. We weren't struggling to hold on, but we had to hold on. And this is a match where by halftime we should have been 3 or 4 up. So, and the same, a very similar thing happened in the second match. In that, well, Nketiah missed 2 chances. We should have been at least comfortable by halftime.
By halftime,
we weren't. We weren't. We got the go-ahead goal through a penalty. Then we were just unlucky with the sending off, which was bizarre. And we now had to manage the game again. The point I'm trying to make is that it's almost, and you've made this point on this channel before, that Arteta, he learns from his mistakes. And it seems to be one of the mistakes he doesn't want to repeat is allowing people back into games by conceding sloppy goals. So I think that is what we can take from the first 2 games. I don't think we've been particularly impressive, but well, we have 6 points. It would have been, I'd much prefer a situation where we haven't been, all guns blazing and free flowing, and we have maybe 2 draws. I'd rather a situation where we are as we are now. We are not as free flowing as maybe we could have been. We haven't taken our chances, but we still won both games. If you understand what I'm saying. So yeah.
Yeah, Choma, let me stay with you. Trossard and ESR have had limited. In fact, ESR haven't been played. I don't think he has played this season. Trossard has had some cameo. ESR, we know in the preseason he has some few minutes, and he did base in that. He also played very well in the under 21s that won the Euro Cup. Yeah, so and many have been calling for time for him on the pitch. Do you see him, both of these guys, getting minutes in this game?
For Trossard, yeah, I see him getting minutes. For Emil, there are too many games to play, actually, too many competitions. Yeah. Is it going to come halfway through the season? Okay, we're expectant, but with what we have at the moment, it's not like we're low on guys playing in that position, or else we just want to shake things up a little. That's when we'll call Smith Rowe. But at the moment, yeah, Trossard needs to start games as far as I'm concerned, because, our starting games were 2-10s, just like, we just heard. They've been 2-10s. So if Trossard, could start this game. That
But
would work.
ahead of who? Who would you suggest?
Come on now. You know this now. You're asking me, so I'll call names. They'll now say it's Choma that
No,
said
call
it.
names, please. Who, if you're in a
No,
Teta,
I
let me
shall
make you the
not be
coach.
calling. I shall not. You see, I'm even wearing my jersey tonight. I shall not be calling any name tonight.
Okay.
I just want to see more of him.
Okay. Ugum, are you there? Okay, it's not there. Okay, Nini, let me ask you a question. Okay, it's there. So let me ask you a question, Ugum, as an Arsenal fan, going into this game, what changes do you expect Arteta to do, and why do you expect those changes? Because just like Richard said, and so many Arsenal fans have said, Arsenal fans are used to seeing exciting game, all guns blazing, scoring goals, free flow football. But this season, the last two games, Arsenal has really not been that, though they have their 6 points on the board. The fans want it differently. They want the 6 points, but at the same time, they want to be off their seat every now and then. Like I said earlier on, ESR and Trossard has a limited appearance. In fact, he didn't even play the last game. Did he come in? No, he didn't come in the last game at all. I think he played in the first game. ESR hasn't seen any minutes at all this season. Yes, apart from the Charity Shield. So did you see any of these two guys, or Zinchenko coming back as a left back, Partey going back into the midfield and probably dropping Kai Havertz to have Ben White on the right side? What do you expect Mikel Arteta to do going into this game?
Yes, I agree with you. I think what I would like him to do would be to bring back Zinchenko and take Partey back to the midfield and play Ben White as right back. And perhaps it's time to maybe give either ESR or Trossard a chance instead of Kai. But that will mean quite a number of changes. That will mean 4 or 5 changes in the team, which I doubt that Mikel Arteta will want to do, especially when you want to games on the trot with a particular way of playing. He's stubborn like that. He probably wouldn't want to change a winning team. But I think that's why you build options. You have a lot of options. You have to try to start using your options so that everybody is match ready and match fit, and in case anything happens. So I would advocate for him to bring back Zinchenko. Zinchenko is a key to the way we play. If we want to play that free-flowing football that everybody enjoys, Zinchenko is a very, very integral part of that. And once he gets back to that team, you will see more fluidity. You will see the game flowing a lot better, and the fans will enjoy it more.
Nini, let me ask you, as a fan looking in from outside on Arsenal, last season, most of the talk about why Arsenal did not win the league, some say lack of squad there, some say Arteta did not use all his squad or did not rest the players burned out. I know a lot of non-Arsenal fans who are very, very supportive, or who like Emile Smith-Rowe as a player. A lot of people have also said that Saka has played so many games. In fact, I think it was in our last game on Nottingham Forest, he equaled the club record of playing 82 consecutive league games for Arsenal, which was held by who had that?
Something I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I remember. So if you were to be an Arsenal fan or looking in from outside, will you advocate for Arteta to maybe give Smith-Rowe some run out there and either bench Saka or rest him at some point in the game, take him out and get some of these guys involved in the way Arsenal play? What would be your position in this?
Yeah, I've heard you all speak. There's a reason we are speaking out here on Zoom and doing this podcast. Arteta is out there in London making these decisions. I think the first thing you got to think about is you don't change a winning team. The season Arsenal won, they were invisibles, 2004. Guess how many games they won to win the league? They won 26 games. Out of those 26 games, 9 or 10 of them were won by 1-0. So it doesn't matter how well you win. We're going to be fans. We want entertaining football. But it's that oil in that machine. You got to keep winning. At the end of the day, it's 3 points. It don't matter if you score 500 goals or 60 goals. Arsenal got 6 points out of 6. In the issue of Smith-Rowe, I've watched Arsenal games. we all Arsenal fans, I don't think Smith Rowe factors keys in well into what Arteta plans to do. Smith Rowe, for me personally, is a luxury. I look at him as a classic, sort of a classic number 10 that could slide into the left. But I wouldn't, you have Saka that's producing week in, week out. You gotta ride that train until the wheels come off. You got Martinelli that you've groomed all these years. He's been on the bench, he's come up, he knows the system, he knows what Arteta wants. And on the attack, I think that's where the dynamic changes. Do you go with an Nketiah or you go with a Gabriel Jesus? And the quagmire thing for Arsenal right now, why you guys are finding it difficult, is that Kai Havertz situation in the midfield. What do you do? Kai Havertz, I look at him too. I look at Mason Mount. What is his best position? Is Kai Havertz a number 9? Is he a midfielder? Is he a winger? I think based on statistics, it has shown Kai Havertz plays better in a 3-5-2 system, just behind the striker. A player that plays just as he played in Bayer Leverkusen. With the current Arsenal setup, do you have that? Odegaard is your number 10. Kai Havertz, I think taking Partey, as he said, when Zinchenko comes in, you're going to have that player that go in that midfield. That's a good dynamics. And I think he's trying to do that with Partey. But I would say keep Smith Rowe on the bench, keep him where he is right now. He's still young. He still has time to learn. Keep him on the bench. As the season progresses, there will be injuries. Saka, Martinelli, all those guys, Kai Havertz, Odegaard, they won't play week in, week out. And that's where you have that depth in your bench where you could call on the Smith Rowes, you could call on the Trossards, you could call up them and they could come in. I bet you as fans, the moment you put Smith Rowe and you draw that next game against Fulham or you lose, this same fans, Chioma and Co. will say, oh, we need Saka, we need Martinelli back.
You have to call my name.
So as a coach, Arteta is being paid to do one job. And that job, he doesn't care what Chioma thinks about the free-flowing game. He wants to win, and he wants to win dirty. How did Manchester City win the trophy last season? It wasn't always free-flowing tiki-taka. There were some games they had to go dirty, like the game they played against Newcastle. They weren't the best. It wasn't the best classic Manchester City we won. But at the end of the day, it's 3 points.
3 points.
And in there. So Arsenal should keep doing what they're doing. I think Arteta has a project. This season will be, there's going to be unhappy players like the left back, Tierney. Tierney will be leaving. He just doesn't, Tierney is a good player again, but he doesn't fit what Arteta is trying to do. And he has to go. So there's going to be players that are going to leave. And let's see how it goes. But again, the moment you fix what Kai Havertz, the moment you fix where he's going to play, I think the better for Arsenal. They start fighting.
It had to be Kai, it had to be Kai. How is everything wrong with all the Chelsea?
Don't mention Kai when Chema is on the show.
I don't.
Richard, let's round up Arsenal with you. I want to ask you one question. Emile Smith Rowe, the season before last season, I think he was the highest goal scorer for Arsenal. He scored a lot of goals, even coming from the bench before last season and got injured. Then he couldn't get a run in the team. Don't you think it's time for Arteta to find a way to bring the boy into the team? Maybe not into the starting 11, but at least have a chance to have some 10, 15 minutes, because he seems to be a player that always has eye for goals. In the Charity Shield, I think one Arsenal player blocked a chance that a goal that he almost scored with a snap. He had under a half volley. So for me, I'm not trying to criticize Arteta here. If he's a criticism, maybe he should take it. But that guy, when he was fully fit, was cooking, and he delivered for Arsenal. Now it seems he's back to his full fitness. I believe Arteta should somehow find a way to get him into the team, get him some run in the team, and so that he doesn't become rusty in the bench. What's your opinion on that? And I saw your hands up if you have something to add.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think he just hasn't come back. I think the injury set him back because we've made this point on this show before that, I mean, he was at the same level 2-3 seasons ago. He and Saka were at the same level. It's just that he got injured and that sort of set him back, you know. So, well, there are a lot of competition. Hopefully, in the Carabao Cup, for example, he will start him in that sort of competition, and hopefully the player will actually grab the any opportunities is given and give the manager a difficult decision to make. Yeah, the other thing, I want to go back to a point Mimi made about Kieran Tierney. The point of being that he doesn't fit Arteta's system, but that he's a good player. I think that if that is the case, if he's a good player and he can't fit the system, I think that's an indictment on Arteta, because there have been enough players, even Guardiola, for example, as recently as last season, was saying how Kyle Walker didn't fit Manchester City system and would be incapable of playing. But by the end of the season, he had fought his way back as first choice right back, and it's almost like he's now basically yes now. So I'm thinking, I don't, if you're a good player and you have a good coach, surely you should be able, the coach should be able to tell that good player what he wants and find a way of accommodating him in the squad, even if not in the first 11. Because I was going to say this, it's funny that Nimi brought it up. I don't understand what is, if anybody has any explanation for what Kieran Tierney is actually suffering currently, I mean, I'd like to hear it. I don't understand. He wasn't even in the matchday squad against Crystal Palace. He didn't even travel with the team. So yeah, I'm wondering.
For me, I want to believe that he's on his way out.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons is because he's frustrated with not getting game times. Just like you, I also wonder, I'm a very big, massive Arteta fan, supporter. You know, I tend to go with all his decisions. But on Kieran Tierney is a little bit, I can't wrap my head around this one, because sometimes he has played, sorry?
It's traditional.
Yeah, he has played Kivio ahead of him. He has played Kivio. For me, is not one of the one of the best players going forward as a defender. He has played Tomiyasu ahead of him. He has played virtually everybody ahead of Tierney. And anytime the guy comes in, he plays like a professional. You don't see any body language that looks like he's angry or he's not happy with the situation. So I think the best thing for both for Arteta and for Tierney, if he doesn't fit into what Arteta wants, then I think the best thing is to let him go. But personally, I'll be one of the fans that will not be happy to see Tierney leave Arsenal.
Can I respond to that real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so just looking, I watched some Arsenal games. When you got to look at, I always look at statistics. 3 years ago, you said Smith Rowe was the best player. What was the output of that Arsenal team? Was he playing with players that were inferior, or was he playing with superior players? The statistics show Arsenal there's a reason why Mustafi has left the club. There's a reason why Hector Bellerin, Lacazette you've brought a superior player. So what that means, levels don't go up. And Arteta's business again is all about winning and the philosophy. So Smith Rowe right now hasn't gotten to that stage where he could take away Martinelli, take away Saka, or take away Odegaard. He hasn't gotten to that level yet. So he has to bide his time, grow. He's still 21, grow into that level. And when it comes to Tierney, just looking at it, you could see why he doesn't fit Arteta's style. Remember when Zinchenko comes in, Zinchenko plays from the left back and he goes into the middle. He's comfortable with his feet. Mind you, Zinchenko in the Ukrainian national team plays as a DM.
Then, yeah, in the midfield, yeah.
Plays as a central midfielder, so he's comfortable. Arteta wants that. What does that do? That makes you from the left, you have an extra midfielder. Tierney is not comfortable
Doing that.
playing that role. He's not comfortable with his feet.
Yeah, but my point right there is sometimes he plays Kivio in that role and he doesn't use him as an inverted left back. Though I've seen him try to do it, but not as good as Zinchenko. So why can't Tierney be used as that left back?
He can't because he has tried it. He has tried it. Just one second. So he has tried it. It hasn't worked. I've watched games where he's put Tierney in there. You could see Odegaard trying to, hey, you go. It's not natural to Tierney. He's, as Chioma says, a traditional left back. He could give you those crosses. He could do all that, but he's not going to be that inverted midfielder. And the last point to what Richard said, that it falls down to the coach. No. When Pep came to Manchester City, the first person he kicked out, let's not forget, was the goalkeeper of the season, Joe Hart. Joe Hart was England national team goalkeeper, was the PFA keeper of the season, and he was kicked out. Why? Bravo was brought in because of what? Joe Hart couldn't play with his feet, and that was integral to what Pep wanted to do. So right now, Arteta is doing what is integral for what Arteta needs to do. And as Arsenal fans, I think you all need to see where he's coming from and see his vision for where Arsenal is going. So, those are the points I'll try to make there.
Okay. Yeah, your point is taken, but also I believe that there's a time and a place for every type of football. There are times, and you need a squad. Tierney is a better defender than Zinchenko. There'll be times where you actually need a defender. In that match that we ended the match against Nottingham Forest with, I think, four central defenders on the pitch. Reggie, not so?
Yeah.
So I'm like, there is a place and a time for every type of footballer. It's a squad game, especially at this level. So it's just amazing to me that somebody, and this is the same Tierney that 3 years ago, Arteta said that he could possibly be club captain in the future. Do you remember that, Reggie?
Yes.
So I'm just wondering. I'm wondering what's going on. It will be Arsenal's loss if they sell Kieran Tierney.
Yeah, can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's round up with you and move to Liverpool.
Yeah, Richard, your point is well taken. But 100%, I think Nimi was spot on with his analysis. In the sense that I can say that Tierney is almost a luxury. Whatever Tierney can do as a left fullback, Kivio can do. On the other hand, Kivio can also play the way Zinchenko plays. I think that's where the difference is. It's not that Tierney is not great or good. It's just that Tierney is more dispensable at this point because there are options everywhere. Tomiyasu is another very strong option. If you want to play traditional left back, the only thing is that he won't be doing the crossing and all that. But Kivio is faster. Kivio can play the kind of defense that Tierney plays. Actually, I've noticed, I love Tierney again, but I've noticed that there are quite a few times that Tierney has cost us goals. Cost us goals because of lack of awareness, cost us goals because of lack of height. But because he is a fan favorite, people don't emphasize these things. People don't highlight. If he makes that kind of mistake, we chalk it off because he always gives you 9 out of 10 or 8 out of 10. in terms of endeavor and commitment and passion. And so I can see why he's dispensable, not because he's a bad player, but because the manager feels like he has three options there that are solid, right?
Not forgetting Julian Timber now that just emerged.
Not forgetting Julian Timber, exactly. So when you have three options that are solid, you can dispense with one, with the fourth one, and use that to fill a gap in the team, right? That's just what I think is happening here. Unfortunately, it's Tierney that's involved, and because we love him so much, people are just not happy. But we wish him the best. The good thing is that he's going to Spain, for what I hear. Is advanced now, the loan talk with Real Sociedad. And so he's going to be successful. But, we will not regret. Yeah, because we have options to play left back, options that are adequate. It wasn't like another great thing that he had was ability to assist goals. He did well with that, right? But I believe that with the way we play, we'll still be able to make goals and score goals, even with him not being there.
Okay, I hear you. Hear you. So we will end it here. I don't know. I want us to do a little bit of prediction for the games. I have 5 games here. Richard, are you up for it? Tony?
I am.
Yeah. So we have the first game is Chelsea at home to Luton Town. I'll start with you, Richard. What's your prediction on this one?
I think Chelsea. I think it will be closer than. I don't think they will defeat Luton heavily, but they'll win.
What score are you going to give it?
Maybe 2-0.
2-0?
Yeah.
Tony?
Yes, I'll have to agree with Richard on this one because it's Luton Town. They are condemned to beat this team. Really, they are. I'm not to disrespect Luton, but Chelsea have what it takes. It's just the team hasn't gelled yet. So 2-0, I will call it as well.
Okay. For me, I'll go 2-1 Chelsea. Then we have Bournemouth at home to Spurs.
Tricky.
Very, very.
Very tricky. But it was a good Tottenham that we saw against
United.
Was it United? So, but Bournemouth brings something different. They bring they're a little bit unpredictable sometimes, but the season is just starting. I expect this to go down to the wire. 2-1 Tottenham.
Okay, 2-1 Tottenham. Richard. Yeah, mute. I can't hear you.
I think Tottenham will win, unfortunately. That is always painful for an Arsenal fan. I think Tottenham will win. I'd say on the strength of how they played last weekend. If they play the way they played in their last match, I think they're good for another
2-1.
2-0. I don't think Bournemouth can score.
Okay. I'll go this one, a 1-1 draw. Bournemouth will score in this game. It's going to be a draw, but it could be 2-2, but I believe it's going to be. Then we'll have Brentford at home to Crystal Palace. Tony. Another exciting game. Very, very.
1-0 draw. I just keep it brief.
Okay. Richard, let's go.
It's going to be close.
I don't think so. I think Brentford will win 3-1.
Okay, Richard says 3-1. I'll go Brentford 2-1. They're United at home to Nottingham Forest.
Very tricky.
Very.
Very tricky, Reggie. The thing about Nottingham Forest is people always write them off, yet they are very ruthless. And no one is making any serious case about Rooney. Call it luck, fluke, or whatever. He just manages to score in big games.
It's exactly.
I'm not just talking about any kind of game. I mean big games.
And the Langa is coming home.
Yeah, so with the way United played in their last game, I mean, anything can happen. Nothing seems to be going right for them. So I wouldn't rule out any chance of really Nottingham Forest feeling they can.
But don't forget the 12th man at Old Trafford, though.
Forget about the 12th man. You know, he often doesn't come to parties games like this. It's always some kind, because on this one they will want to write them off, so he can take a break. So, but I'll still give it to them. I'll say 2-1 again to United. But I wouldn't be surprised if it goes Nottingham Forest.
Richard.
1-1.
That's wicked, man. That's quite wicked. He gave them no chance. He said 4-1. We don't know which team.
No, I said 1-1.
He said 1-1.
Oh, great.
Yeah, he said 1-1.
Great. That's spot on.
Yeah, I will go 2-2 in this game. Yeah, United will score. And Nottingham Forest will score as well. No, I changed my mind actually. United will win 2-1. United will win 2-1.
You're stealing my scores.
Then we have Brighton at home to West Ham.
Tell me about it. West Ham. Yeesh. Let Richard start this one.
Richard, I think that has been bullish in these predictions. Let's hear him again.
You know, the way Brighton cannot continue the way they started. The bubble will burst. It may not be this weekend, but West Ham are capable of getting a result. The same way nobody expected them to beat Chelsea. They're capable of getting a result. They'll be confident. They're going to the league leaders. So, although I think Brighton will score, but I think West Ham will win 2-1.
2-1 West Ham.
Honestly, I don't see West Ham winning this.
But I hope you remember that West Ham is away in this game.
Yes, now. Yeah.
Okay.
I really do not see West Ham winning this. It would be like a big surprise.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've seen Brighton play, and they are really full of confidence. You know, going into this one, it's going to be tough. West Ham won't go out just firing because it's Brighton. Brighton will be the one to attack and may likely score. So I'll predict this game 2-1 or 3-1 in favor of Brighton.
2-1, bro. You make up your mind. 2-1 or 3-1.
Just respect to West Ham. Let me say 2-1.
Okay. Yeah, I have reservation. It's a 2-1 Brighton, right?
Yeah.
I have a reservation with Brighton when it comes to breaking down teams. When they play against teams who are aggressive, who are open to play, Brighton will play you. They will play around you. They will press you. They can get it out of you. But I'm not sure about them playing against teams who have low blocks. I'm not still know how if they have the ability to break down teams like that. So, and Newcastle, West Ham coming to Brighton, I don't care what anybody says. David Moyes is going to set up in the same way, try to play on a counter, which is going to make it difficult for Brighton to get goals. So I'm looking at this one as a draw. Like Richard said, Brighton has not matured into that team that will go and win 4 or 5 games on a spin. They still have their blips in between games, but they just keep, turning out results every now and then. So I go for a draw in this one, 1-1. Then the game of the week, Newcastle, Liverpool. Who's going first?
I'm tempted to go for. Okay. I'm tempted to go for Newcastle. I think because they're at home and they're just coming off a defeat to City, they will be the hungrier side. They want to start making those statements early. And don't forget they have players who can score goals. People don't understand that. Even as we speak, Alexander Isak is just number 3 on the scorers chart. He hasn't really gone so bad. They only lost to City, so it's not what any team can beat up themselves for. I'll give them, again, I'll call it 2-1 in favor of Newcastle.
Okay, Richard.
Last week, I thought Newcastle would get some sort of result against Manchester City. They didn't. I think that they'll do better against Liverpool. I don't think so. I think it will end 2-2.
Okay, I'll go for a new. Oh, Tony, I didn't write what you said.
I said 2-1 Newcastle.
Newcastle. Okay. Yeah, I'll go for a 3-1, 3-2 Newcastle win. Liverpool will score, Newcastle will score. Because Newcastle will come out in this game, try to score goals, they will concede, but they will score Liverpool. 3-2. So, guys, this is where we'll call it the end for this weekend's review. We look forward to our predictions by next week, Monday. We should be able to, to know how this one panned out. It looks to be a very exciting weekend for fans. There are so many games to look forward to, not just the club you support, but there are so many games out there. There's Brentford against Crystal Palace. There's United at home to Forest. Brighton is going to be at home to West Ham. Okay, we didn't do Arsenal.
I was going to say that.
I was going.
Arsenal, Fulham.
I was like, did you just rule out Fulham?
Arsenal, Fulham. Richard.
Hopefully we'll score goals. Hopefully we'll score goals. 4-0.
Ish. Ish. Ish.
Tony.
Fulham, very funny, a very funny team. They only managed to beat, I think it was Everton, right? At the beginning of the season. So
Yeah.
I expect Arsenal to win and win convincingly in this one. I would say 3-1 Arsenal.
3-1. Tony, you stole my scores in my mind. Yeah, I also went for Arsenal. We win 3-1 because Arsenal is used to conceding goals at home because we just come out at teams like they're not going to attack us. So I see Fulham scoring 1 in this one. Arsenal run away with a 3-1 lead. Like I said, as a football fan, you need to clear your calendar this weekend. There are so many games to watch, so many exciting games potentially, especially on paper. Arsenal, Fulham, for me as an Arsenal fan, of course, they don't miss. Newcastle is going to be at home to Liverpool. Brighton, West Ham, United against Nottingham Forest. Brentford will be at home to Crystal Palace, and Bournemouth at home to Spurs. They also didn't Chelsea. Of course, they need to bounce back. They're going to be at home to Luton Town. City is going to play away to Sheffield United. We expect them to. It's not one of our key games this weekend. We expect them to run away with the 3 points on that one. So, guys, thank you for coming to the show, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Our viewers, will remind you again, if you have not subscribed, please go ahead and hit the subscription button, like and share this video, and let us know your opinion on the topics we have discussed. It's been a long one. It's been an exciting episode this weekend. We also want to hear your opinion, and let's also see your predictions in the comment section, and we'll review them when we come in the post-game episode next week, Monday. Thank you for coming to the show, gentlemen, and it was always a pleasure being with you, Tony. Sorry, we always keep you late over there. It's got the time difference, and thank you for the sacrifice. I really appreciate you. The same thing with you, Richard. I've been trying to get you guys, Richard especially, I've been trying to get you on the show because most times it's late for you, but I'm happy that you were able to, find time to join us today. Thank you very much, and I wish you luck over the weekend. We'll see you again on Monday.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, bye, guys.
Bye.